Silly Roblox has done another oopsie, and this time the entire community thought that this was just the way things had to go. Genuinely, not one person thought that this might have been a mistake. They just took it as it came and started complaining about it, mainly because that is the way that things usually go. We get a Roblox update or we get a Roblox error. Either way, they kind of seem like the same thing. This time, you guys are going to be so surprised to hear that Five Nights at Freddy's are making an official Roblox game. Like, the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's has started development, or I guess like there is a bunch of developers working on this one game, but it is from the official creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, and they are making Five Nights at Freddy's Survival Crew, a game on Roblox. Of course, it's the first official FNAF game on the platform, and also they said yesterday that it released. That is where the mistake comes in. So the game launched, we can see that from the RTC. There is a bunch of people that were actually playing the game and I guess critiquing the game because it was awful. The mistake is the fact that it wasn't supposed to launch. Not only was it not supposed to open or release or anything like that, but it's nowhere near being done. So think about a game being in the very early stages of development. It's nowhere near being done. It's not even supposed to be released until sometime next year. And suddenly it released. It opened. People were able to start playing it, and for some reason everyone decided that that was the way it was supposed to be. They just thought this was gonna be a terrible game, and that was that. The RTC even linked the game and said you can play it here, and right now it has almost 20,000 visits. Obviously at this time it's now private again because it wasn't supposed to be released in the first place. This game was not supposed to have 18,000 visits. The only people that were able to play this game should have been the developers, or I guess testers. Still, it's in beta, so that means that people should be testing it, or I guess the developers were probably testing it for themselves, considering this entire game has 94 developers, which if you guys played it for yourself yesterday, you will see that right now it doesn't look anything like 94 developers, and that is because it's not finished. The RTC eventually came back and said the game has temporarily been closed for the developers to plan their next beta test, which was, I guess, kinda true, but also not really. It has temporarily closed because it will eventually release at some point next year in 2024, but it's not temporarily closed as in it's going to be back very soon. Like, they're not planning another beta test or anything like that. They are still trying to create the game in the first place. So I guess some kind of a statement from Scott Cawthon, I think this is the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's. He said, yes, there is an official Roblox game being worked on. I'm actually a big Roblox fan and play it a lot with my kids, but the fact that this was released today is one of the most baffling, insane things to ever happen in my 10 years of working on Five Nights at Freddy's. That's insane. Like, imagine working on your own game, one of the biggest games ever for a decade, and then the second you start partnering up with Roblox, one of the most insane things ever happens to you in your entire time of working on this game. It's really only a thing that Roblox, and I guess the Roblox community, could achieve, because that's absolutely what they did. So he said, the game is in its infancy, temp assets, temp gameplay, unfinished everything. The fact that it got dropped today suddenly on the public just blows my mind. Apparently there was a huge misunderstanding when I approved a skin and it was interpreted as release the game. How does that even happen? So obviously this guy, he created Five Nights at Freddy's. Everything that goes into that game has to go through him first because it all belongs to him. All he did was approve a skin that was shown to him or sent to him or something like that. He approved it. He said, yeah, that's okay, it can go in the game. And somehow, somewhere, someone took that as release the game. They opened the game, it was launched, everyone was playing it, news accounts were tweeting about it. And how do you even get that from approving a skin for the game? I obviously took the game down immediately, so despite how difficult it might be to overlook this, well, no, I don't think this can be overlooked. It was a huge blunder. Yes, it absolutely was, because again, how does that even happen? I will fix this in 2024. Again, I hope everyone can at least believe me when I said that this was a game in its testing phases and was in no way ready to be released to the public. I myself have never even played it yet. That's insane. The owner, the creator, the person behind the entire thing had never even played the game. It was that early in its development and it's still released, but still, I think the worst part about this entire thing is the fact that it was released because someone took him approving a skin as he wanted to release the game now. Out of nowhere, they probably didn't even have a real release date yet and they still thought that that was what he wanted. Yeah, I don't know how something like that even happens. We as the entire community could probably never decipher or comprehend or come to understand how something like that can happen in the first place, but he himself even apologized when the mistake or any of this happening clearly just was not his in the first place. So please, the comments is the place to go. Tell me what you guys think about an official Five Nights at Freddy's game coming to Roblox, but they've already messed up. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.